All right, a show of hands, who here enjoys performing at their best ability? I enjoy performing at my best potential too. So my name is Matt Hall, and I'm here to tell you about the phosphagen energy system. I want you to learn a little more about the human body and its performance. And I will tell you about the basics of the phosphagen energy system, how it works, and how creatine is used to supplement and augment that system. The phosphagen energy system works by breaking down adenosine triphosphate into adenosine diphosphate and breaking apart the third phosphate off. As you can see right here, ATP is the name for adenosine triphosphate. Here's its three phosphates, and it's getting broken. So this one's leaving, and this is where muscle contraction occurs, and it turns into adenosine diphosphate. ATP is the molecule that fuels all energy reactions in the human body. According to the exercise physiology textbook by Human Kinetics, the energy released from the chemical bond of the third phosphate group fuels biological work, such as resistance training or sprinting, anything of high intensity. This energy system does not require oxygen to perform, and that's why it's actually called an anaerobic energy system. According to the NSCA strength training textbook, the body stores approximately 3 grams of ATP at any given time on the average human. That's not a big storage of energy, and your body requires a constant amount. So you're constantly trying to make energy from the food you ingest or from the stores of energy that you have to give you a constant flow. This system provides short-time energy over a small period for more intense work. It is the power and strength energy system, and it gets depleted quickly and has to rest more frequently. Consulting this image provided by LSFPT magazine online, the phosphagen energy system works through 3 different reactions. The first one I already told you about is this phosphate group being broken off and being turned into ADP. That's actually called hydrolysis because it doesn't use oxygen, it uses water in order to break it apart, so it's anaerobic. It takes the water instead of oxygen, and that's why it's anaerobic. This is the primary reaction that generates work in the human body. The second reaction is a reaction that replenishes the used up ADP and ultimately makes it back into usable ATP. It does this through a molecule called phosphocreatine. After ATP is broken down into ADP, in the first reaction, the ADP is recycled by this second reaction where the phosphocreatine comes in and the phosphate group is broken off of that molecule and added to the ADP, and it turns it back into a usable ATP. This combines those 2 reactants and helps the system activate for longer. According to the University of Texas, your body synthesizes and stores a certain amount of phosphocreatine specifically for that reaction. The third reaction is replenishing of ADP using another ADP. The phosphate group is broken off of one ADP and taken and put onto the other ADP, making one an triphosphate and the other one a monophosphate. The triphosphate can be used again and goes back through the first reaction, and the monophosphate is just discarded. This brings me to my third point of creatine is used through supplementation to augment the phosphagen system in order to make it perform longer. Given that the body synthesizes and stores a certain amount, supplementation of creatine can increase the overall storage and availability of said phosphocreatine. Creatine can be supplemented in many different ways. Consulting the image by Shimp from Polar Trek, you can find it naturally in beef, chicken, and fish, or it can be supplemented through actual supplements of powder or pills, usually. Many athletes desire the effect of a big creatine supply, because it will allow you to perform resistance training and high intensity exercise for longer, and it will allow you to recover faster. All these effects are accomplished by the augmentation of the ultimate storage capacity of the energy system. With increased available PCR muscles, do not fatigue as quickly due to ATP being recycled longer than naturally normal. Finally, you got to learn a little bit more about the human body and how it performs. I shared with you about the basics of the phosphagen system, how it works, and how you can supplement creatine to increase the overall capacity. To recap, the phosphagen system is the strength and power system of the body. It uses 3 reactions to generate energy, otherwise known as ATP, without oxygen, and can be augmented through supplementation of phosphocreatine. That is the phosphagen system, and thank you for listening.